Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be showing you how we make our Castile soap. This soap is a new formulation for us. It has a few additives that help the soap cure much quicker than the previous recipe we tried out. That previous recipe took about 6 months to cure before we could use it. This one takes about a month, so basically the same amount of time that our current base recipe for all of our other soap takes. So let's get this video started and we will show you how we make our Castile soap. Alright, so we will get this soap started just like we do most of our soaps by adding our lye water solution into oil. This oil is a little bit different than our custom oil blend because Castile soap is 100% olive oil. So in this red pitcher, it is just normal extra virgin olive oil, and then in our lye water solution we have a few different things than normal. So we don't have sodium lactate. We do, however, have a faux seawater solution, so it is water, sea salt, and then also some baking soda. So that is going to assist in making the soap cure much quicker than the traditional Castile soap, which is a 6-month cure time. We will then be adding in some spearmint essential oil and a little bit of kaolin clay to add a little slip to this soap, but that is it. That is all of the ingredients that we are going to add. Now, this soap recipe we found on a soap making forum. The username for this is Zany in Colorado, and they say that they use this recipe all the time just for their Castile soap, and assuming that it works well, I'm imagining this will be our Castile soap recipe from here on out. So the reason we are testing out Castile soap recipes is because we've had quite a few people request a coconut oil free soap. Now, our soap recipe, one of the top 3 oils is coconut oil. Coconut oil adds a slight hardness to your soap. It has a lot of other properties that it adds to soap, and especially because we don't use palm oil, coconut oil is kind of a key oil. So we've been testing out a few coconut oil free recipes. This Castile soap is in the running to be added to the main RainBro Craft lineup. One thing to note while I've been stick blending this is it does take quite a bit longer to set up than our normal recipe. Now, I'm not sure if that's because our lye water solution was a little cold. It was at about 74 degrees Fahrenheit, and our oil was at about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so that could be the reason why, because that does happen when your oil and lye water are a little colder. It generally takes a little bit longer to get everything to trace. From making Castile soap in the past, I do know that it does take a little bit extra time to get to that consistency that you're wanting. Now that it's at the consistency we want, we'll pour this into our brambleberry silicone mold, and I did try and make a fancy top for this, but it was still pretty liquidy at this stage, and so I just didn't bother with it. One thing I did do, and I wish I would not have, was I spritzed it with some rubbing alcohol and then I moved it, and it made the top of the soap wrinkly, so kind of a little bit ugly. I did try and shave it off once I unmolded it. You can see here it's a little kind of ugly looking, but that's alright, it'll still work just fine. Anyways, this soap cured for probably 10 hours. It was very hard at this stage. So one thing that we will be changing is cutting it before this time, because as you'll see here, Dorothy, our trusty multi-bar soap cutter, was not cutting it. And nothing against the soap cutter, these bars were just so hard and I didn't want to snap a wire. So we actually just had to manually cut our soap with our OG soap cutter here, which is just a pretty basic wooden and bench scraper soap cutter. You can see the amount of pressure I am actually using to slice into this thing because it is really that hard. It is basically the hardness of a bar that has been curing for at least a month at this point, but actually probably even more than that. So we will definitely be slicing this up earlier than or sooner than the 10-hour mark. Similar to the other Castile soap that we made, it has a kind of like brittle texture, so lots of flakes, and you can kind of see them on the stainless steel bench there. And when we show the final product, it has a little bit of like feathering or pulling from the soap cutter, and I'm just imagining that this soap is a little more fragile than the traditional soap that we are used to making. It smells amazing though. This soap will be for sale starting probably July on our website. We only have 10 bars, so I'm imagining it'll go by pretty quickly. If you do want to support the channel, we do have a subscription service. You can get your name at the end of our videos, bars of the month, and a few other things, so check that out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see what RainBro Crafts comes up with next. Bye.